the name that frightened the notorious Britishers, the name that inspired freedom struggle and stood as epitome for freedom, the name that filled courage in the hearts of the tribals, starting from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, the name that stood as the symbolic rendition of vigorous valor, and the name that people of Andhra Pradesh would immediately bow for his legacy, sacrifice, and heroic deeds. He is Ramaraju, none other than the great Alluri Sita Ramaraju. He exists in the collective psyche of public as hero, tribal leader for his fierce and uncompromising bravery. The story of Alluri Sita Ramaraju is the story of Telugu pride. The story of Alluri Sita Ramaraju is the story of freedom struggle. The story of Alluri Sita Ramaraju is the story the tribals would never forget and would eternally be grateful for. Let us go back to the history to understand the context. India, the land of sacred knowledge, the land that is the source for wisdom, and the country that is bestowed with riches. India had been the target for the foreign conspiracies, right from the Alexander to Britishers. Everyone's aim was to loot the riches and topple the social order of the country. The foreign invasion started with Vasco da Gama when he first landed at the port of Calicut on 20th May 1498. Later, Dutch East India Company and consequently French East India Company. Finally, conquest continued till British East India Company entered India and started grabbing India's rich natural resources by creating the social and cultural differences among people. With the consequent conquests and depriving social order, India had entered the dark ages of slavery under the rule of British. One that made English quiver with fear, tremble with meekness, whose sole aim was to free the tribals of Andhra Pradesh. He is one of the great tribal leaders ever lived and will be. Even lots of revolts had been suppressed. There was no going back for tribals, not even a trace of fear nor panic. They were ready to plunge and were always ready to fight against Britishers, no matter what. New Tahsildar had been appointed by British. His name was Bastian. In the name of laying down roads and with the assistance of local tribal Santanam Pillai, he started exploiting tribal energies and paid nothing. His treacherous nature irked the tribals. Looting had become the habit. One day, all the tribals met village head Gantam Dora and Mallu Dora in a tribal village in front of thatched house. Tribals were gathered. Gantam Dora, you're the head of the village. You have to guide us. We follow you. Treacherous Bastian and became a menace. All our tribals had been suffering. Those who revolted would get severe beating and were physically tortured. Our women are getting raped. Brother, just give a nod. I'll go and kill Bastion. Brother, stop. Let us not revolt. First, let us go and complain Tahsildar, and then we will take the decision. Meanwhile, you stay calm. Malu, I haven't slept last night. Had you not restricted him, I would have killed that Bastian. We need justice, Malu, not revenge.
It's because of that bloody Bastian we are in plight.
Along with him, Santanam Pillai is also conspiring against us.
Nobody is an exception. Everyone is looting us.
Not only them, we have been exploited by lots of financiers, forest officers. They would always treat us mean and curb our rights. Let us kill all of them. Malu, please listen to your brother. How can I not be furious? He humiliated my brother and had beaten him using his leg. I could have broken his leg on the spot. Please, brother, give me the permission to kill him. It's not easy as you think, Malu. Brother, we need a leader. Who would match your leadership, Gantam Dora? We need a great leader who would fight against the Britishers, who would free us from this slavery and drudgery. Brother,
A man named Raju. It seems he has extraordinary abilities. He was born in Pandranki. His name is Alluri Sita Ramaraju. He is into meditation, it seems, like monk. Our people like him a lot. Our people respect him too. Come, let us go to Alluri Sita Ramaraju and plead him to solve our plight. We are being looted, drudging in slavery, and it's being repeated. We have reached saturation point, yet we can't do anything. Please do some magical tricks and save us from this treachery. Sorcery is not the solution. Malu, please don't mind. My brother is short-tempered. We need people like your brother. I'm ready. We need you, Maludora. Nobody is going to heed our plight. The Britishers have come for business and looting Mother India. True, my lord. Yes, my lord. To be free from the shackles of this treachery, we need to fight and persist. Let us kill that bastard Bastion. Don't be hasty. Yes, my lord. Our opponent is not meager. We have to face the mighty battalion. True, my lord. Gantam Dora, inspire everyone to unite. Make them stop getting addicted to alcohol, and we have to look after our own welfare. Education is must. For that, we must have night schools. Gather everyone and convey the message. Yes, my lord, I will. Gradually, we have to build the mighty battalion of tribals with excellence in sword fight, archery, and artillery. Where do we get the guns, my lord? Let us attack police stations and gather our weapons. Hail, Alluri Sita Ramaraju! Hail, Alluri Sita Ramaraju! Sita Ramaraju sparked change in the tribal villages. He started night schools, inspired people with legendary struggles of great heroes. Disparities among the villages were shunned, introduced Panchayati Raj welfare system, and educated villages about alcohol addiction. Managed to inspire tribals to get rid of alcohol. Cleanliness was taught. Discipline had become the norm. Everybody got trained in archery, sword fight, and artillery. Finally, tribals had become a might force to rebel against the Britishers. Alluri Sita Ramaraju hailed as one of the greatest tribal heroes ever lived. 1922, August 19th. It was the day of another revolution in the tribal forest area. On August 22, 1922, the Chintapalli police station was dismantled. On August 23rd, revolutionaries robbed the Krishnadevipeta police station. As a result, the English government was horrified by the bravery of the tribal heroes. It was Rajavomangi police station. Gradually, the victories of the Maniam Revolution became well known all over India. Many were inspired to hear about the prowess of the tribal heroes and the success of Ramaraju's leadership. All over the country, people were discussing about Ramaraju's tactics for fighting against British. Words cannot describe the atrocities committed by the English government to suppress the Manya Revolution. The whole agency area was mourning and all the villages were on fire. Destroy everything. Ramaraju was very saddened by that situation. With his self-sacrifice, Ramaraju felt that the hardships of the tribesmen would be removed and peace would prevail in Manya. Gantam Dora, I myself will go and surrender to Rutherford. Raju, they will kill you. It's because of me. So many people are being tortured. Without you, how could we win this revolt? Rather than thinking about victories and defeats now, there is a great need to keep the peace in this Manyam area. No, Swami, don't go. May peace prevail in the lives of these tribal people. For this, I must surrender. I must not give up if I want peace in these tribal lives. Ramaraju, Ramaraju. It is May 27th, 1924. Major Godal restrained Mr. Ramaraju, who came to fill with peace in the lives of tribal people. Are you Ramaraju? Yes. Why you did this revolution? For my country, for my tribal people, to make my tribal people free from slavery under the British rule. In the great British Empire, you're all ants in our empire. You can't do anything against us. Even a big snake can die by the group of ants. Don't forget. Don't talk. I will shoot you. Shoot me? I'm not a coward. I don't have fear to die. Even if I die today, many revolutionary people can be born from the fires of my desire. They will bring us independence to my motherland. Shoot it! Vande Mataram! Vande Mataram! After the sacrifice of Sita Rama Raju, the tribal warriors fought courageously with the British government. Many were killed in that fight, and many more were hanged. On 1924, May 26th, the great warrior Endu Padal was killed. Sankoja Mukkadu was arrested and sentenced to 12 years in prison. Gantam Dora died on June 7th in a heroic fight. Gokuri Erasu was arrested on June 10th in Narsipatnam. Bonkula Modigadu got caught on June 16th. Many tribal heroes were arrested and tortured in prisons. Others died in anonymity. Even their names have gone down in history, which is our misfortune. The Manya Revolution, which lasted for almost 2 years, was a great chapter in the history of the Indian independence struggle. An unforgettable story. Although the revolution failed, their sacrifices were not in vain. The whole country followed their footsteps in the path they had provided and took part in the Satyagraha struggle. On August 15, 1947, India became independent after overthrowing British rule. The street was abuzz with pride while the tricolour flag was flying high against the wind. Flying and flying, opening a tribal museum commemorating the Manyam Revolution will be a true tribute we pay to those freedom fighters. Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation, praised Alluri Sita Rama Raju, and he says we should all practice Alluri Sita Rama Raju's unwavering courage, focus, concentration, and good character. Sri Rama Raju is a true hero. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose says Indian youth should not forget to adore heroes like Sita Rama Raju. The hero never dies. The revolution will not be defeated.